I'm PaulGinter, and I've been a lead trainer for the IFS trainings for about 10 years, and then been involved with the IFS work for about 15 years. Well, I was living in Tennessee at the time. This is about 15 years ago, and I got a call from an ex-fiance, and she said, I've been doing this training with IFS, and it's so amazing and so powerful, and she said, it's going to be perfect for you. It's going to be a really good fit, so you need to check this out. And so I just began to read some things that Dick Schwartz had written, and then had him come down to Tennessee to do a training at the university where I was working. And like she said, it was very powerful and helpful to people, and it felt like it just gave me and others a way to work that was just more effective than most of what I had seen before. So eventually actually ended up moving up to Chicago and just to be around more of it. And so it really has had a big impact on me. You know, I guess I hope for them that they can be like most of the people that go through the trainings, and they really are affected both professionally and personally, able to do better work with others, and also just finding ways to help themselves. I think that one of the things that I'm most interested in as a trainer is to be able to create space that's safe for people to learn, an environment that feels like it's conducive to learn, and so, you know, I'm often really paying a lot of attention to how to help people to respect one another and treat each other with a kind of care, and find ways to create curiosity in people. I've been working on it, but I don't know as though my forte is real linear lectures. But I think what I probably do best is to be able to create images for people, or to be able to tell stories or case examples that illustrate the work, and to create a space where I think people can really, hopefully, be able to learn the most they can from the trainings. There are a lot of people out there that learn best by doing, and so I think that I think I and other trainers do pay a lot of attention to experiential learning. But I'll give an example of the kind of thing that I'm likely to do in a training, and with the other trainers. Is if we're, for example, talking about parts of us that are protective in some way, I'm likely to give a very brief talk about that and present some concepts or principles or maybe even some techniques, and then to have people do some kind of process that allows them to really experience what it is that we're talking about. So, for example, in this example I started with, to be able to say, you know, have people begin to play the parts of them that protect themselves in certain ways, and we might have one person interview the other person and talk as if that person is the protective part, and then from that, hopefully the person gets a sense like, oh yeah, there really is a part of me in there that protects me in those ways, and I can actually even feel it in my body, and I can hear it in my voice, and I can really imagine it in different real life situations. So from there, hope to have people experience the work and do work with other people and see if they can translate both the didactic and the experiential learning into work with other people. It's a big commitment. It's a big commitment of time and money, and so I guess one suggestion I would have is to be able to talk to people that have taken the training, or to talk to trainers. And I think most of us are very willing to talk about what the training's all about and any concerns they might have. But probably the best people to talk to would be the folks that have been through it already. And I'd say that might be the best step to take if you're thinking about being in a training. I feel like even though the way that I worked prior to IFS was fairly consistent in some ways, I think that there's a clarity about this model that's helped. It provides a kind of a map for me to see what's happening in sessions in the work that I do, and have a kind of confidence that I think I didn't have before. It's not to say that sometimes in the work, I get stuck like others, but I don't end up then feeling like we're not going to get anywhere. I have a confidence that if we stick with a particular issue or way of working, that in time we really can work through this, whatever that is. So I think it's mostly confidence that I think I've gotten, and also I think just personally I feel like I probably am better equipped to be able to respond to what comes my way. That I think I have maybe I don't know, a little bit better access to my own parts and ways of knowing how to work with those, so that I don't get thrown quite as much. If you're a doctor or if you're a body worker, or some of the people that are not therapists that come to the training, I think that they pretty consistently have experiences of learning how to better be in relationship with the people that they're working with, and that seems so core to being effective in our work. So, and I've heard that from folks, that there's a way that there's just a deeper understanding and more compassion and clarity and curiosity and qualities that are so important to be able to do good work with people and help with the healing process. But I feel like my professional work with clients and families, couples and individuals, I feel like that's really been impacted in a big way. I just feel like I'm a lot more effective. So that's a big gift, and one that I experience all the time. It's amazing. I just was at a training last weekend, and the other trainers, when we're sitting down to talk about the weekend, we're just all so grateful for being part of it, and just to see the impact that the trainings have on people, and watch people begin to say, oh gosh, I worked with this client this week that I was really stuck with, and all of a sudden I did this, and this, and I wasn't stuck anymore. Or, I've been struggling with this thing in my relationship with my husband or with my mother or whatever, and that's really, I know there's a significant difference. And so to see that in people is, it's really wonderful. So I'm very grateful.